How's everybody doing? Good, good. We're going to begin evening service. Again, if you have a cell phone on, please turn it on vibrate or turn it off. This is not to interfere with the services. If you'll grab your folder, turn selection number 23. We're going to review that holy city. Oh, I'm going to view that holy city, Lord. I'm going to view that holy city one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm going to view that holy city. Well, I'm going to view that holy city one of these days. One of these days. You know that I'm going to meet my loving Jesus. Lord, I'm going to meet my loving Jesus one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm going to meet my loving Jesus. Well, I'm going to meet my loving Jesus. I'm going to visit that holy city one of these days. One of these days. You know that I'm going to sit at the banquet table. Lord, I'm going to sit at the banquet table one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm going to sit at the banquet table. I'm going to sit at the banquet table. I'm going to meet my loving Jesus. I'm going to visit that holy city one of these days. One of these days. You know that I'm going to feast on milk and honey. Lord, I'm going to feast on milk and honey one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm going to feast on milk and honey. Well, I'm going to feast on milk and honey. I'm going to sit at the banquet table. I'm going to meet my loving Jesus. I'm going to visit that holy city one of these days. One of these days. You know that I'm going to sing and never get tired. Lord, I'm going to sing and never get tired one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm going to sing and never get tired. I'm going to sing and never get tired. I'm going to feast on milk and honey. I'm going to sit at the banquet table. I'm going to meet my loving Jesus. I'm going to meet my loving Jesus one of these days. One of these days. You know that I'm going to view that holy city. Oh, I'm going to view that holy city one of these days. You know that I'm going to view that holy city. I'm going to view that holy city one of these days. One of these days. If you'll turn your folder to selection number 55, after which we'll have scripture and prayer. 55. When we reach that city of the New Jerusalem, oh, we're gonna sing hallelujah, high and loud. Well, now how the ransom singers will together lift their hymn. When we sing hallelujah, from Exodus chapter 8, verses 5 through 8. That's Exodus chapter 8, verses 5 through 8. And it reads as follows. And the Lord spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, stretch forth thy hand with thy rod over the streams, over the rivers, and over the ponds, and cause the frogs to come up upon the land of Egypt. And Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Egypt, and the frogs came up and covered the land of Egypt. And the magician did so with their enchantment, and brought up frogs upon the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron, and said, entreat the Lord, that he may take away the frogs from me, and from my people, and I will let the people go, and they may do sacrifice unto the Lord. I have read unto you Exodus chapter 8, verses 5 through 8. May the Lord bless the readers and doers of his holy and divine word. Restore my spirit, Lord, I need. Restore my heart, in weary, please help me, dear Lord. I stand in need of more strength from your word. Renew my love, renew my faith, oh, restore my soul. Revive the fire, Lord, deep in my soul. Stir my desire to work in your fold. Light in my heart, give not your zeal from cold. Renew my love, rebuild my faith, oh, restore my soul.
Would you bow with me in prayer? Our Father, which art in heaven, it's once again, Father, that we come to you with thanksgiving in our heart. Thanking you for you watching over us and give us food and health. Father, I come to you this afternoon just thanking you so much for all the love that you give into this world. You give your dear sweet Son that we all may have a right to the tree of life. Thank you, Father. Thank you. Thank you. Heavenly Father, I ask that you watch over this congregation. Bless them. Show them the way that you would have them to do things which will be pleasing in your eyesight, Father. Lord God, as we stumble in you, we fall. But you allow us to get up and go head on. Blessed be. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for your kind mercy on us, watching over us while we rest last night. Allow us to see another day. Thank you, Father. Thank you, thank you. Most of all, Heavenly Father, I thank you for Jesus, who died upon the cross that we all may have a right to the tree of life. Heavenly Father, I come to you tonight, asking for mercy and understanding. Help her. Help us all. Show us. Teach us the right way. I pray, Heavenly Father, that you have mercy upon him and strengthen him where you're weak. Father, we all need you. We need you every day, every way. All walks of this life. Please have mercy upon us. Watch over us. Keep us in your loving care. If you will, that we continue and see another day. All things will be given. But this is my prayer. As it all in the name of Jesus Christ. Let us all say, amen. Amen.
Sing 456, after listening to that course you give me, Brother Davis. 456. Salvation has been brought up. Jesus gave his life for ransom, yonder on Calvary, over Calvary, grew Calvary, paved the way by blood that we might win a night shining crown. You Lord, praise his holy name. Salvation has been brought down. Glory, praise the Lord. Salvation has been brought down.
And the Bible says in Exodus chapter 8, let me start up at verse number 4. And it says, and the frog shall come upon both on thee, upon the people and upon the servant. And Moses spake. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, to Aaron, stretch forth thy hand over the rod, over the stream, over the rivers, over the ponds, and cause the frogs to come up upon thee, the land of Egypt. And Aaron stretched out his hand over the water of Egypt, and the frogs came up and covered the land. And the magician did with an enchantment, and brought up the frogs upon the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron and said, entreat the Lord, that he may take away the frogs from me, and from our people, and let the people go, that they may do sacrifice unto the Lord. And Moses said unto Pharaoh, glory over me. When shall I entreat for thee, and for thy servant, and for thy people, to destroy the frogs from thee, the house that remains in the river on? Let's talk on the subject another night. Another night. If you were surrounded about thousands of bullfrogs, they were present everywhere you turned, would you pass up an opportunity tonight, church, to remove them as quickly as possible? If there was a frog in your home, jumping around on your carpet, perching on your sofa, sitting around buck-eyed on the family Bible, would you get them off real quick? If there was a frog in your neighborhood, jumping over your back fence, parading down your streets, belching and chirping wherever you walk, would you waste any time of trying to get rid of the frog? If there was 100 frogs on your job or in your school house, hopping around your workstation, on top of your desk, getting in the way and making loud noise, would you do anything to get rid of them in a hurry? Well, everywhere you turn, what was a frog in your way? What would you do tonight, church? If frog was in your refrigerator, what would you do? Between your sheets, a frog. In your bathtub, there's a frog. Suppose you glance in the mirror and see a frog coming out of your blouse. Beneath your shirt collar, sitting up under your hat. I'm just trying to be nice tonight. Would you waste any time trying to get it away or get rid of these frogs? Well, don't you know the Bible? I need some help. Get Revelation chapter 16 and verse number 13. The Bible compares evil spirit to a frog. Y'all don't believe it. Watch what the Bible says in Revelation chapter 16 and verse 13.
And I saw 3 unclean spirits.
I saw 3 unclean spirits. Where was it coming from?
Come out of the mouth of the dragon.
They were what?
And out of the mouth of the beast. And out of the mouth of the false prophet.
Yes, sir. Let's see. Let me see if I can check up on that. I didn't hear him say frog. He left that out there. That's the key word I'm looking for. Yeah, what I'm looking for. Then y'all get it? And I saw 3 unclean spirits, like frogs, come out of the mouth of The world we live in is infested with the presence of sin and evil spirits. Another night. In our government, in our homes, in our church and communities and schools, there are evil spirits everywhere. That's why the Bible says in 1 John chapter 4 and verse number 1, it says, beloved, believe not every spirit, but it says, but try the spirit, whether it be of God or whether it be of what? Many false prophets have gone out in the world. When we look at ourselves tonight, we closely find that evil spirit even has a way of getting in our own life. That's why the Bible says in, I believe it's 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse number 14, it says, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into the angel of light. Watch the time. This is a horrible sign, but nevertheless, they are present today.
Oh, yeah.
There is a way to remove and control the domination of evil spirits in our life tonight.
Yes, sir.
And the way has been prepared over 2,000 years ago. It requires for us that we turn our life over to Him and repent of our sin and look to Him for our future.
All right.
What am I looking for? Well, the Bible is plain when it says in Matthew 16 and 24 and 25, it says, any man comes after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever shall save their life shall lose it, and whosoever loseth his life for my sake shall find it. Oh, the Bible is right tonight. And if you are sharing with us today and have not accepted Christ, well, today is a perfect opportunity. We invite you to meet Jesus today. You won't have to spend another night. I said another night with the frauds. Understand what I'm saying? In this text, point one would be simple and plain. He is saying here, let my people go. Watch the text. In verse number 1 here, it says, and the Lord spoke unto Moses, go to Pharaoh and say unto him, thus says the Lord, let my people go, that they may serve me. Very, very strict and plain on down command. Let go of my people so they can serve me. Now, Moses stood before Pharaoh here. And he's telling Pharaoh, the Lord said, let my people go. Moses appeared before Pharaoh several times through this day. And each of the followers was demonstrated by the power of God here. Through what? He's setting up the plague. He already done caused some plagues. But here the plagues are going to be the frogs here.
That's right.
Among the plagues were locusts, the water, I think it was turned into blood, the darkness, the hail, and the death of the firstborn. God knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
But this one right here seems kind of odd to me. Just to me. And it might not seem to you. God would plague a people with frogs. Now look at Exodus chapter 8 and verse number 3. And it said, and the river shall bring forth the frog abundantly. Abundantly. That means a lot. Which shall go up and come into their house, into their bed chambers, upon the bed, into their servant, upon the people, their oven, oh Lord, and into the needle trough. I'm telling you, it was a bad situation. That means they was everywhere. Everywhere they looked, you didn't see nothing but frogs. And Pharaoh observed screaming and demanding relief from every corner.
Yeah.
But God, in his own way, sets up things in his own time.
That's right.
Does things in his own way.
Oh, yeah.
But in the midst of this national disaster, one man refused to respond to the order that God gave him to do.
All right.
He said, let my people go that they may what? Serve me. Pharaoh remained what? Stubborn.
Yeah.
And anytime you remain stubborn to God, there's consequences. He knew Pharaoh wasn't dumb here.
What are you getting?
Pharaoh knew what causes this plague to come upon him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he knew the impact that was having on his country, but he lasted as long as he could last.
Yeah.
And refused to acknowledge the power of God, the Almighty.
Oh, yeah.
Moses came to Pharaoh and told him that the frogs can be removed. That should be some good news.
Let him go.
But they bought by God. It was bought by God here.
That's right.
But they could be removed by God because God was in control of all things here. Now Moses waited for Pharaoh to acknowledge God. And Moses waited till Pharaoh acknowledged to recognize the presence of God in the activity of his nation. Now, Pharaoh's the king. But Pharaoh could acknowledge the power of God and remove the frog all in one day. But look at how a stubborn man acted. Look how he acted in verse number 10. And he said, tomorrow. And he said, be according to thy word, that thou may know there is none like unto the Lord our God.
That's it.
Tomorrow, children. What about tomorrow? Pharaoh's response was tomorrow. He chose to wait another time in his own decision to choose to spend another night with the prophet.
Yeah, right.
Now, I'm willing to say, I don't even like water bugs. But if I go into the house where water bugs is, I will be glad that the kill it for you. Now imagine, you got frogs over here, frogs over there. And here, Pharaoh is just sitting back like this. And his people are hollering out, Pharaoh, what you gonna do? Understand what I'm about to tell you right here in point 2. You can't get caught up or be entangled in sin right here. My brothers and sisters, there are many today who live infested with evil.
That's right.
Their soul is so tangled up into sin.
Oh, yeah.
But each time an opportunity presents itself for them to live for Christ and they end their spiritual nightmare,
Come on.
they put the decision off until tomorrow. And let me tell you, when you put something off for tomorrow, if the Lord say so, that night you're going to live in some turmoil. You're spending another night with the frogs here.
All right. Yes.
And there are many who are choosing to spend multiple nights with the frogs rather than spending every day in eternity with the Lord. That means paradise.
Yeah.
Who are the frogs? Now, I'm not calling nobody in here no frog. But a frog are the things of sin in a personal lifestyle of an ungodly that's all around us today. Who are the frogs? They are the ungodliness. we can't be that way. That's why we gotta have something in our on us to prepare us for this battle. Now, preacher, what are you talking about a battle? I said, if godliness called for men to love, then the frogs call for those, what, to hate. Now, if godliness called for men to be at peace, what do you think the frog's gonna do? It's gonna cause us chaos or confusion. If godliness calls us to be faithful to their family, then the frog encourages us to what? Cheat a little bit. Now, if the frog, if the Lord said be faithful unto death, the frog would tell us, do what you want to do until you die. Didn't worry about the consequences. The Bible says, as much as lies in me to try to live peaceable among all men. But you cannot live peaceable among all men if frogs steady jumping down your back. Evil spirits are among us today. And although the frogs live close to the water, they can live on the land as well. Now, spiritually here, a spiritual frog will be about his father's business. No, it wouldn't. It ain't no such thing as a spiritual frog. I just told you frog was evil spirit. I just checked to make sure you wasn't sleeping. Okay? Cannot be spiritual frog. But you may find them on Friday night, Saturday night, occupying the lily pad of their favorite watering hole. Y'all know the story. I've been there, you've been there. And then on Sunday morning, you'll be on the front row trying to, no, you won't be on the front, you'll be in the back. Singing a tune. The Lord's been good to me. I love the Lord. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but what was you at Friday and Saturday? What's it? No, I don't know what it was back. It was too old for me. Like, y'all older than me. Y'all knew what they used to be down there. You have two of them up there. One down there, one up on the hill, wasn't it? I don't know. But look at it. I'm gonna get in trouble. Hop around. I've been there. I'm the first one to admit I've been there. Don't you know frogs hop around a lot? They hop from bar to bar, club to club, looking for an exciting crowd. They hop from bed to bed and house to house looking for a new challenge. And I said, when the frog decides to come to church, he does not come to church looking to serve God. He comes to look for Sunday entertainment. Then he hops back right on to the back street. This buzz for you. I should put that on Facebook. Oh my goodness. I'm just telling you this thing. Another night. Another night. Point two is, I used to be a frog. If the truth be told, many of us in church can say that I used to be a frog. There are many frogs in the pulpit now. On the elders, the deacon, members, non-members, who can say I used to be a frog. But something happened. Thank God that something happened in our life that changed our orientation and gave us a new direction. There's something that happened in our life that know that we've been changed. Made us grow weary of the nightlife. He gave us a yearning to walk in the light. And I don't know about in chapter 6 and verse number 11. Paul says, such some of you, such some of you, but you was washed. Thank God that you were washed. Sanctified, thank God, and justified in the name of the Lord. Oh, y'all don't get it. There used to be a lot of us that used to be living among the frogs until we just came in love or met the Lord.
That's all right.
See, the frog life up in here, church. I said the frog life. It kicked off all day. But the Lord just lifted us up. I hear Jesus in John 12 and 32. I said it this morning, if I be lifted up from the earth, and I would draw all men unto me. See, the frog life had us bound to sin. But I thank God that he released us from condemnation. I hear Paul in Romans 8, chapter 1. Paul said, therefore there's no condemnation that to them that are in Christ Jesus. The frog life had us grasping for the word, but the Lord took control of our soul. I hear Jesus saying in Mark chapter 8 and 36, what is it a man that gains the whole world and lose his own soul? I said this frog life had me living in a life of sorrow. But I'm so glad that the Lord replaced my sorrow with some joy. That I can say I still have joy through all the things I've been through. What is this joy you're talking about, preacher? David said, who has been living a frog life. David hopped into another man's bed, turned to the Lord and said, Lord, restore in me something. The joy of thy salvation. I can figure it out in Psalm 51. And around verse 12, I know what I'm talking about. Nothing shall make me spend another night outside of the saving grace of God. I'm not moving away another night because, Lord, I want to spend my life with you. I don't want to spend another night outside of the grace of God because he's been good. Whereas sin pushed me down, God's grace picked me up. Whereas sin made me filthy, God's blood cleansed me. Every day I walk this life. I'm not spending another night living in sorrow, living in pain. Because I know that one day God said, go on, cry, but I'll wipe all tears from your eyes. Whereas sin have deceived me, church. Grace have revealed to me to have the truth being told to me. Whereas sin separated me from God, but grace will draw me near God. I'm so near to God today. I'm not listening to Pharaoh. I'm listening to what God has to say. Pharaoh, let my people go. I'm telling you, whatever's holding on to you, tell it to let you go. So you can go serve the Lord. Serve him in spirit and in truth. And you know for yourself, if it had not been for the Lord on your side, you won't be able to say what you need to say. But I can say what God has done for me. I know that God is good. And I know I look in the altar, he touched every last one of us. Gave us another day to see. Another day that we won't see no more. Another day that's gone with the wind. But tomorrow is not promised, but heaven is on the other side. I'm not looking back because I'm pressing for it. Why am I pressing for it? Because I'm looking for day after day a new chance, a new revelation. I want to be in the presence of the Lord. I'm not stepping back into no mess no more. I'm stepping forward into what God has called me to do. I just want you to know today, you can have all the many days in your life if you just live right, act right, and do what God tells you. Faith has got to come by hearing tonight. And hearing by the word of God. Believing in the word of God. And the thing about this, God had to get Pharaoh's attention so many times. Throughout this, you go back to chapter 7 and read on, but here's the thing about it. Pharaoh still did not get it. He still did not get it. And another plague came on, and another plague. Let me tell you something. What does it take for God to get your attention?
Amen, brother. Amen.
What does it take for him to knock you out? Hello? As well as me too. Come on. Then what we gonna say? You have to understand something. You got one chance. One chance. No replay. No instant play. It's just what you got in before you. If you're living downhill tonight, don't let that downhill take you down so low that you think God can't pick you back up. Don't ever think your problem is too big that God cannot handle. All you have to do is omit it and quit it. Live on a faithful life. And if you need prayer tonight, just say, I need prayer.
Yeah.
Preacher, if you don't want to pray for me, then somebody else to pray for me. But I'm telling you today, as we wind up in this journey we call life, things are going to happen. Things got to happen. Your test come a testimony. And when your testimony is told, somebody's going to hear what you got to say. Somebody's going to hear what you got to say. And when they go through the same rocky road you went to, they know the Lord will provide. He can provide all the time. As we stand to sing the song of number 3.
Lead me, Jesus, lead me everywhere I go. Lead me, Jesus, lead me everywhere I go. Lead me, Jesus, lead me everywhere I go. Would you take me by the hand and lead me on?